and welcome to Granary. Please take note of the fire exits. In the unlikely event of an emergency, the muster point is located in the car park. May I please ask you now to ensure that all mobile phones are completely switched off. Please note that all photography and recording of the performance is forbidden. There will be a 15-minute interval during this show, and we ask you to vacate the auditorium during this time. Enjoy the show.
My Betty be hurt.
Out of here.
My Betty not go
Out of my sight! Out of my sight! God. God, help me. Please. Betty. Betty, child, will you wake? Will you open your eyes, Betty? Little one.
Uncle, Susanna Walcott's here from Dr. Griggs.
Oh, send her in. Send her in.
Come in, Susanna.
What did you say, child?
He bid me tell you, Reverend Sir, that he could not discover no medicine for it in his book.
Well, then you must search on.
Aye, sir. He'd been searching in his book since he left you. He bid me tell you that you might look to unnatural things for the cause of it.
No. There be no natural cause here. Tell him I have sent for Reverend Hale of Beverley, and Mr. Hale will surely confirm that. Let him look to medicine and put out all thought of unnatural causes. There be none.
Aye, sir. Speak nothing of it in the village, Susanna.
Go directly home, speak nothing of unnatural causes.
Aye, we pray for her. Uncle, the parlour's packed with people. The rumour of witchcraft is all about. You best go down and deny yourself. I'll sit with her.
What shall I say to them? That my daughter and my niece I discovered dancing like heathens in the forest.
Uncle, we did dance. And now you tell them I confessed and I'll be whipped if I must, but they're speaking of witchcraft. Betty's not witched.
Abigail, I cannot go before the congregation when I know you have not been open with me. What did you do with her in the forest?
We did dance, Uncle, and when you leaped in on us, Betty was frightened and then she fainted, and there's the whole of it.
Sit you down.
I would never hurt Betty. I love her dearly.
Yeah. Look, you child, your punishment will come in its time. But if you trafficked with spirits in the forest, I must know it. Surely my enemies will. They will ruin me with
But
it.
we never conjure spirits.
Why can she not move herself since midnight? This child is desperate. It'll come out. It must come out. My enemies will bring it out. Let me know what you have done here. Abigail, do you understand that I have many enemies?
I have heard it, Uncle.
There is a faction sworn to drive me from my pulpit. Do you understand it?
I think so, sir.
Now, in the midst of such disruption, my own household is discovered to be the seat of some obscene practice. Abominations are done in the forest. You call this sport? Abigail, if you know something that may help the doctor, for God's sake, tell it to me. I saw Crucible waving her arms over the fire. Why was she doing that? I heard a shrieking and a gibberish coming from her mouth. She was swaying like a dumb beast over that fire.
She always sings her Barbados songs when we dance.
Blink what I saw, Abigail, for my enemies will not blink it. I thought I saw a dress lying in the grass.
A dress?
Aye, a dress. I thought I saw someone naked running through the trees.
No one was naked, Uncle. You mistake yourself.
I saw it. Tell me true, Abigail, and I pray you will feel the weight of truth upon you. For now my ministry is at stake. My ministry and perhaps your cousin's life. Whatever abominations you have done, give me all of it now. I dare not be taken unaware when I go before them down there.
There's nothing more, Uncle. I swear it.
Abigail, I have sought here 3 long years to bend these stiff-necked people to me. Now, just now, when some good respect is rising for me in the parish, you compromise my very character. I've given you a home, child. I have put clothes on your back. Now give me upright answer. Your name in the village. It is entirely white, is it not?
I am sure it is. There be no blush about my name.
Abigail, is there any other cause than you have told me for you being discharged from Goody Proctor's service? I have heard it said, and tell you I have heard it, that she comes so rarely to church this year, because she will not sit so close to something soiled. What signified that remark?
She hates me, Uncle, and she must, for I would not be her slave. It is a bitter woman, a lying, cold, envious woman, and I will not work for such a woman.
She may be, and yet it has troubled me that you are now 7 months out of their house, and in all that time, no other family has called for your service.
They want slaves, not such as I. Let them send to Barbados, for that I will not black my face for any of them. Do you begrudge my bed, Uncle?
No.
My name is good in the village. I will not have it said my name is soiled. Goody Proctor is a gossiping liar.
No, I cannot have anyone else. Good morning, Mrs. Putnam. Come in.
Is a marvel. It surely has struck hell upon you.
Why, Goody Putnam.
How high did she fly? How high?
No, Goody Putnam, she never flew.
Yeah, sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over Ingersoll's barn and come down light as bird, he says.
Now look you, Goody Putnam.
It's a providence to think this out now. A providence.
Why, Mr. Putnam, what's a providence?
Why, her eyes are closed. Look you, Anne.
That's strange. Ours is open.
Your Ruth is sick.
I'd not call it sick. The devil's touch is heavier than sick. It's death, you know, death driving into them forked and hoofed.
Why not? Why? How does Ruth ail?
She ails as she must. She never opened her eyes this morning, but she walks, hears not, sees not, and does not eat. Her soul is taken, surely.
They say you sent for the Reverend Hale of Beverley.
Cautionary measure only. Mr. Hale has much experience in the demonic arts.
He has indeed, and found a witch in Beverley last year, and let you remember that.
They only thought that were a witch, Goody Putnam. I am certain there be no element of witchcraft here.
No, witchcraft. Now look you, Mr.
Thomas, I pray you leave not to witchcraft. I know that you, least of all, Thomas, would dare wish so disastrous a charge upon me. I cannot lead to witchcraft. They will howl me out of Salem for such corruption in my house.
Mr. Paris, I have taken your part in all contention here, and I'll continue, but I cannot if you would hold back in this. There are hurtful, vengeful spirits laying hands on these children.
Thomas,
Anne, tell Mr. Paris what you've done.
sir. Never you saw more hearty babies born in yet. Each would wither in my arms the very night of their birth. I have spoken nothing, but my heart has clamoured intimations. And now this year, my Ruth, my only, I see her turning strange. A secret child she's become, and shrivels like a sucking mouth for pulling on her life too. And so I thought to send her to your Tituba.
Tituba? What made Tituba teach you?
Tituba knows how to talk to the dead, Mr. Paris.
Goody Anne, it is a formidable sin to conjure the dead.
I take it on my soul, but who else may surely tell us what person murdered my babies?
Woman!
They were murdered, Mr. Paris, and mark this for a sign. Mark it! Last night my Ruth were ever so close to their little spirits. I know it, sir. For how else is she struck dumb now, except for some power of darkness would stop her mouth? It is a marvellous sign, Mr. Paris.
Don't you understand it, sir? There is a murdering witch among us, bound to keep herself in the dark. Let your enemies make of it what they will. You cannot make it more.
And you were conjuring spirits last night.
Not I, sir. Tituba and Ruth.
Give a proper payment for my charity. Now I'm undone.
You were not undone. Let you take hold here. Wait for no one to charge you. Declare it yourself. You have discovered witchcraft.
In my house. In my house, Thomas. They will topple me for this. They will make of it
Your pardons. I only thought to see how Betty...
Why are you here? Who's with Ruth?
Her gran will come. She's improved a little. I think she gave a powerful sneeze before.
Sign of life.
I fear no more could he put in. It was a powerful sneeze. Another like that would shake her wits together, I'm sure.
Would you leave me, Thomas? I would pray a while. Alone.
Uncle, you've prayed since midnight. Why do you not go down and talk?
I've no answer for that crowd. I'll wait till Mr. Hale arrives. If you will, Goody Anne.
Now look you, sir. Let you strike out against the devil, and the village will bless you for it. Come down, speak with them, pray with them. They're thirsting for your word, mister. Surely you'll pray with them.
I'll lead them in a psalm, but let you say nothing of witchcraft yet, cause is yet unknown. I've had enough contention since I came, and I want no more.
Mercy, you go home to Ruth, do you hear?
I know.
She starts for the window. Cry for me at once.
I will.
There's a terrible power in her arms today.
How is Ruth sick? It's weirdish. I know not. She seems to walk like a dead one since last night. Betty! Now stop this, Betty! Sit up! Have you tried beating her? I gave Ruth a good one and I waked her for a minute. Here, let me try. No, he'll become numb. Now listen, if they be questioning us, tell them we danced. I told them as much already. Aye, and what more? He knows Tituba conjured Ruth Putnam's dead sisters. And what more? That he saw you make. What do we do? The village is out. I've just come from the farm. The whole country's talking witchcraft. They'll be calling us witches, Abby. She means to tell. I know it. Abby, we've got to tell. Witchery's a hanging error. A hanging like they done in Boston 2 years ago. Abby, we've got to tell the truth. You'll only be whipped for dancing and the other things. No, we'll all be whipped. I've never done none of it, Abby. I only looked. Oh, you're a great one for looking. Aren't you, Mary Warren? What grand peeping courage you have. Betty? Stop this, Betty. I'll beat you! My, you seem improving. Now listen, it's Abigail. I spoke to your papa. I told him everything so you have nothing to worry about.
I'm falling, Mama.
What ails you, Betty? Your mom is dead and buried.
I'll fly, Mama. Let me fly.
Betty, I spoke to your papa. He told him everything. You have
No,
nothing
you
to...
didn't, Abby. You didn't tell him that.
You never say that
You
again.
did. You tried to kill John Marcus like you tried to kill me.
Shut it!
Mama.
Now look, you. All of you. We danced. And Tituba conjured Ruth Putnam's dead sisters, and that is all. And mark this, let either of you breathe a word or the edge of a word about the other things. And I will come to you in the black of some horrible night, and I will bring with me a pointy reckoning that will shudder you. And you know I can do it. I saw Indians smash my dear parents' heads on the pillows next to mine, and I have seen some reddish work done at night. And I can make you wish you never seen the sun go down. Now you sit up and stop this!
What's got her, Abby? She's going to die! It's a sin to contact!
I shouldn't! Mary Warren! Oh, Mr. Proctor, I was just going home.
Be you foolish, Mary Warren? Be you deaf? I forbid you go to Salem, did I not? Why shall I pay you? I'm looking for you more often than my own cows.
I only come to see the great doings in the world.
Get you home. My wife is waiting with your work.
I'd best be off. I have my room to watch. Good morning, Mr. Proctor. I'd almost forgotten how strong you are, John Proctor.
What's this mischief here?
Oh, she's only gone silly somehow.
The road past my house is a pilgrimage to Salem all morning. The whole town's mumbling witchcraft.
Well, we were dancing in the woods and my uncle leaped in on us. She took Friday's off.
You're wicked, yeah. You'll be clapping the stocks before you're 20.
Give me a word, John. Soft word.
No, Abby, that's done with.
You come 5 miles to see a silly girl fly. I know you better.
I come to see what mischief your uncle's brewing now. Put it out of mind, Abby.
John, I am waiting for you every night.
Abby, I never give you any hope to wait for me.
Well, I have something better than hope, I think.
Abby, you'll put it out of mind. I'll not be coming for you more.
You're surely sporting.
You know me better.
I know how you clutched my back behind your house and sweated like a stallion whenever I come near. Or did I dream that? It's she who could put me out. You cannot say it were you. I saw your face when she put me out. You loved me then and you do now.
Abby, that's a wild thing to say.
A wild thing may say wild things, but not so wild, I think. I have seen you since she put me out. I have seen you nights.
I've hardly left my farm this 7 months.
I have sense for heat. John, and yours has drawn me to my window, and I have seen you looking up, burning in your loneliness. Do you tell me you never looked up at my window?
I may have looked up.
You must. You are no wintry man. I know you, John. I know you. I cannot sleep for dreaming. I cannot wake, but I walk about this house as though I find you coming through some door.
Child.
How do you call me child?
I may think of you softly from time to time, but I will cut my hand off before I ever reach for you again. Put it out of mind, Abby. We never touched.
Aye, but we did.
Aye, but we did not.
Oh, I marvel how such a strong man may let such a sickly wife
You'll
be.
speak nothing of
She
Elizabeth.
is blackening my name in the village. She is telling lies about me. And she is a cold, envious woman, and you
Do you
begged
look
her.
for whipping?
I left for John Proctor, who took me from my sleep and put knowledge in my heart. I never knew what pretend Salem was. I never knew the lies I was taught by these Christian women and their covenanted men, and now you bid me tear the light out of my eyes. I cannot. I will not. You love me. John Proctor, whatever sin it is, you love me yet. Pity me, John. Pity me. Betty.
What's happening? Girl, what is? Stop that
What are
wailing.
you doing to her?
Betty,
She heard your voice and suddenly she's up and screaming.
the sound, she cannot bear to hear the Lord's name.
Pray not mercy, run to the doctor, tell him what's happened.
Mark it for a sign, mark it.
That is a notorious sign of witchcraft afoot, goody nurse. A prodigious sign.
But my mother told me that when they cannot bear to hear the name.
Rebecca, go to her, we're lost.
There's a hard sickness here, Giles Corey, so please to keep the quiet.
I've not said a word. No one here can testify that I've said a word. She's gonna fly again, I hear she flies.
Quiet, man.
What have you done?
What do you make of it, Rebecca?
Rebecca, go to my Ruth and see if you can wake her.
I think she'll wake in time. Pray, calm yourselves. I have 11 children, and I am 26 times a grandma, and I've seen them all through their silly seasons. And when it come on them, they will run the devil bow-legged, keeping up with their mischief. I think she'll wake when she tires of it. Child spirit is like a child. You may never catch it by running after it. stand still. And for a law that will soon itself come back.
Aye, that's the truth of it, Rebecca.
This is no silly season, Rebecca. My Ruth is bewildered, Rebecca. She cannot eat.
Perhaps she is not hungry yet. I hope you are not decided to go in search of loose spirits, Mr. Paris. I've heard promise of that outside.
A wild opinion is running in the parish that the kettle may be among us. I would satisfy them they are wrong.
Then let you come out and call them wrong. Did you consult the wardens before you called this minister to look for
He
devils?
has not come to look for devils.
Then what's he come for?
There are children dying in the village, mister.
I see none dying. This society will not be a bag to swing around your head, Mr. Putnam. Did you call a meeting before?
A meeting? I am sick of meetings. Cannot the man turn his head without he have a meeting?
He may turn his head, but not to hell.
Pray, John, be calm. Mr. Paris, I think you'd best send Reverend Hale back as soon as he comes. This will only set us to arguing again in the society, and we had thought to have peace this year. I think we ought to rely on the doctor now, and good prayer.
Rebecca, the doctor's baffled.
If so he is, then let us look to God for the cause of it. There is prodigious danger in the seeking of loose spirits. I fear it. I fear it. Let us rather blame ourselves.
How may we blame ourselves? I am one of 9 sons, the Putman seed that people this province, and I have but one child left of 8, and now she shrivels.
I cannot fathom that.
But I must. You think it's God's will that you should never lose a child or a grandchild either, and I lose all but one. There are wheels within wheels in this village, and fires within fires.
When Reverend Hale comes, you will proceed to look for signs of witchcraft here.
You cannot command Mr. Paris. We vote by name in this society, not by acreage.
I never heard you so worried on the society, Mr. Proctor. I don't think I've seen you at Sabbath meetings since snow flew.
I have trouble enough without I come 5 miles to hear him preach nothing but hellfire, bloody damnation. Take it to heart, Mr. Paris. There are many who stay away from church these days because you hardly ever mention God anymore.
That is a drastic charge.
It's somewhat true. There are many who quail to bring their children to
I
such.
do not preach for children, Rebecca. It is not the children unmindful of their duties towards this ministry.
Are there really those unmindful?
I should say the better half of Salem village.
And more than that,
Where is my firewood? My contract states I be provided with all my firewood. Waiting since November for a stick, and even in November I had to show my frost-bitten hands like some London beggar. I am not a preaching farmer with a book under my arm. I am a graduate of Harvard College. You people seem not to comprehend that a minister is the Lord's man in the village. A minister is not so likely cross and contradicted.
aye.
There is either obedience, or the church will burn, as hell is burning.
Can you speak 1 minute without we land in hell? I am sick of
It
hell.
is not for you to say what is good for you to hear.
I may speak my heart, I think.
There's a party in this church. I am not blind. There is a faction and a party.
Against you?
Against him and all authority.
Why, then I must find it and join it.
He does not mean
He
that.
confessed
I
it
mean
now.
solemnly, Rebecca. I like not the smell of this authority.
No, you cannot break charity with your minister. You are another kind. John, clasp his hand, make your peace.
I have a crop to sow and lumber to drag home. What say you, Giles? He says there's a party. Let's find a party.
I've changed my opinion of this man, John. I beg your pardon, Mr. Paris. I never thought you had so much iron in you.
Well, thank you, Giles.
Now, it suggests to the mind what the trouble be among us all these years. Think on it now. Wherefore is everybody suing everybody else? Think on it now. It is a deep thing and dark as a pit. I have been in court 6 times this
Is
year.
it the devil's fault that a man may not bid you good morning without you clap him for defamation? You're old, Giles, and you're not hearing so well as you did.
John Proctor, I have only last month collected £4 damages for you publicly saying I burned the roof off your house.
I never said no such thing. But I paid you for it, so I do hope I can call you deaf without charge. Will you come, Giles?
A moment, Mr. Proctor. What lumber is that to be dragging, if I may ask?
My lumber, from out my forest by the riverside.
Why, we are surely gone wild this year. What anarchy is this? That tract is in my bounds. It's in my bounds, Mr. Proctor.
Your bounds. I bought that tract from Goody Nurse's husband 5 months ago.
It stands clear in my grandfather's will that all land
Your
between...
grandfather had a habit of willing things that didn't belong to him, if I may say it plain.
That's God's truth. He nearly willed away my north pasture, but he knew I'd break his fingers before he set his name to it. Now come on, John. Let's get your lumber home. I feel a sudden will to work coming on.
You load one oak of mine, and you fight to drag it home.
I will win too, Putnam, this fool and I.
I'll have my men on you, Corey. I'll clap a writ on you.
Pray you, take these. Reverend Hale, it's good to see you.
They're heavy.
They must be. They are weighted with authority.
You do come prepared.
You must seem hard study if it comes to tracking down the old boy. You cannot be Rebecca Nurse.
I am, sir. Do you know me?
It's strange how I know you, but I suppose you look as any good soul should. We've all heard of your great charities of Beverley.
Do you know this gentleman, Thomas Putnam, and his good wife Anne?
Putnam, sir, I had not expected such distinguished company.
It does not seem to help us today, Mr. Hale. We look to you to come to our house and save our child.
Your child ails too.
Her soul seems blown away. She sleeps, and yet she walks.
She cannot eat.
Cannot eat. Do you men have afflicted children?
No, these are farmers. John Proctor.
He doesn't
and-
believe in witches.
I never spoke either way on witches. Will you come, Giles?
No, John, I think not. I have a few queer questions of my own to ask of this fellow.
I've heard you to be a sensible man, Mr. Hale. I pray you, you son of it at Salem.
Will you look to my daughter, sir? She's tried to leap out the window. I discovered her on the high road waving her arms as though she'd fly.
Tries to fly.
She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name, Mr. Hale. That's a sure sign of witchcraft afloat.
No, now, let me instruct you. We shall not look to superstition in this. The devil is precise. The mark of his presence as definite as stone. And I must say, I shall not continue unless you are all prepared to believe me if I find no bruise of hell upon her.
It is agreed, sir. It is agreed. We will abide by your judgment.
Good then. Now, sir, what were the first warnings of this strangeness?
Why, sir, I discovered her, my niece, and 10 or 12 others dancing in the forest last night.
You permit dancing?
No, it was...
Mr. Parsons slave has knowledge of conjuring.
We cannot be sure of that, Goody
I
Anne.
know it, sir. I sent my child. She should learn from Tituba, who murdered her sisters.
Good Jan. You sent a child to conjure up the dead!
Let God blame me, but not you, Rebecca. I will not have you judging me anymore. Is it natural work to lose 7 children before they live a day?
7 dead in childbirth.
Aye. What's there, sir?
What book is that?
Here is all the invisible world, caught to find and calculate. In this book, the devil stands stripped of all his brute disguises. Here are all your familiar spirits, your incubi and succubi, your witches that go by land, by air, by sea, your wizards of the day and of the night. Have no fear now. If the devil is in her, we shall seek him out. And I mean to crush him utterly if he has shown his face.
Will it hurt the child, sir?
Cannot say. If the devil is in her, we may have to rip and tear to get her free.
I think I'll go then. I'm too old for this.
Why, Rebecca, we may open up the boil of all of our troubles today.
Let us hope for that. I go to God for you, sir.
I hope you do not mean we go to Satan here.
I wish I knew.
Mr. Hale, I have always wanted to ask a learned man, what signifies the reading of strange books?
What books?
And I cannot tell, she hides them. Who does this? My wife, Martha. Many a time I have waked at night to find her in a corner reading a book. Now what do you make of that?
Why, that's not
It
necessary.
discomfits me. And mark this. Last night I tried and tried to say my prayers, but I could not. And then, my Martha, she closes her book and walks out of the house. And mark this, I could pray again.
Stop at your prayer, that is strange. I'll speak further on that with you.
I'm not saying she's touched the devil now, but I'd admire to know what book she reads and why she hides them. She'll not answer me, you see.
We'll discuss it. Now mark me. The devil is in here, you will witness some frightful wonders in this room. Just keep your wits about you. Putnam, stay close in case she flies. Now Betty, dear, can you hear me? I'm John Hale, Minister of Beverley. Come to help you, dear. You remember my 3 little girls in Beverley?
The devil choose my house to strike. We've all manner of licentious people here in the village.
What victory would the devil have in winning a soul already bad? It is the best the devil wants, and you better than a minister.
That's deep, Mr. Paris. Deep.
Betty, answer Mr. Hale. Betty!
Someone afflict you, child. It may not be a man or a woman, mind you. Perhaps a bird invisible to others or any beast at all. Does some figure bid you fly? Abigail, what sort of dancing were you doing with her in the forest?
Why, common dancing is all.
I think I ought to say I saw a kettle lying in the grass where they were dancing.
Well, that was soup only.
What sort of soup were in the kettle, Abigail?
Well, there were beans and lentils, I think.
Mr. Paris, you did not notice, did you, any living thing inside the kettle? A frog, perhaps, or a spider?
I may have seen some movement in the soup.
Well, that jumped in. We never put that there.
What jumped in?
A very little frog.
Frog, Abby!
Abigail, maybe your cousin is dying. Did you call the devil last night?
I never called him. Tituba! Tituba!
Tituba called the devil!
I would like to speak with Tituba.
Good Anne, will you fetch her?
How did you call him?
I know not.
Did you notice any strangeness when she called him? A sudden cold wind, perhaps, or a trembling beneath the ground?
I didn't see no devil, sir. Betty! Betty,
You
wake up!
cannot evade me, Abigail! Did your cousin drink any of the brew in that kettle?
She never drank it.
Did you drink it?
No, sir!
Did Tituba ask you to drink it?
Tried, but I refused.
Why you conceal it? Have you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I haven't sold myself. I'm a good girl. I am a proper girl. She made me do it. She made Betty do it. Abby. She makes me drink blood.
No,
chicken
blood.
blood. I give she chicken blood.
Woman, have you enlisted these children for the devil?
No, sir. I don't work with no devil.
Then why can she not wake? Are you silencing this child?
No, sir. I love me, Betty.
You have sent your spirit out upon this child, have you not? Are you gathering souls for the devil?
She sends her spirit out on me in church and makes me laugh at prayer.
Often laughed at prayer.
She comes to me every night to drink blood. She make me conjure. You make me don't lie. She comes to me while I sleep. She's always making me drink corruption. I mean, why you say that? Sometimes I awake and find myself standing in an open doorway, not a stitch on my body, and I can hear her singing her Barbados songs in my sleep. I never.
I want you to wake this child.
I have no power over this child.
You most certainly do, and you will wake up from it now. How long have you compacted with the
I don't compact with no devil.
You will confess yourself, or I will take you out back and whip you to your death, Tituba!
This woman must be hanged. She must be taken and hanged.
No, sir, I don't make a desire to her great sir.
The devil!
Then you saw him. Now, Tituba, I know when we bind ourselves to hell, it is very difficult to break from it. We are going to help you tear yourself free.
Sir, I do believe someone else bewitching these children.
Who?
I do not know, sir, but the devil has him numerous witches.
Does he? Tituba, come, look into me. Look into my eyes. You would be a good Christian woman, would you not,
I,
Tituba?
sir, a good Christian woman.
And you love these little children.
I, sir, I don't desire to hurt
And
little
you love God,
children.
Tituba.
Yes, sir, I
Now, in
love
God's
God.
holy
Oh,
name,
bless
and in
God,
His
bless
glory,
God, bless
open
God,
yourself,
bless
Tituba.
God,
Open
bless
yourself.
God.
And let God's holy light shine down you.
Bless God.
When the devil comes to you, does he ever come with another person? Someone from the village, someone you know?
Who came with him?
Did you ever see Sarah Good, or Oscar?
Was it man or woman came with him?
Man or woman, it was woman, was woman.
What woman? What woman?
I don't know what black dark and I couldn't
You
see
could
him.
see him. Why couldn't you see her?
They was over and around and talking and carrying on and I
Out of
couldn't
Salem. Salem witches.
I sir, I do believe so, yes, sir.
But you must give us all their names. The devil can never overcome a minister, you know that, do you not?
I sir, yes, I do.
You've confessed yourself to witchcraft. And that speaks of one to come to heaven's side. And we will bless you, Tituba.
Oh, God bless you, Mr.
You
Hale.
were God's instrument put in our hands to help us discover the devil's agents among us. You were chosen, Tituba. You were selected to help us cleanse our village. So speak utterly, Tituba. Turn your back on him and face God, Tituba.
Oh, God protect
face
Tituba!
God.
God protect
Who
Tituba!
came to you with the devil? 2, 3, 4, how many?
That was
How
four,
many?
that was four.
Who? Their names! Their names!
Oh, sorry, baby, tell you, Mr. Barry!
You must give us all their names. How can you bear to see this child suffering? Look at her. Her soul is so tender. We must protect her, Tishba. The devil is out preying on her like a beast upon the flesh of the pure lamb. God will bless you for your help, Tishba.
I want to open myself. I want the light of God. I want the sweet love of Jesus. I danced for the devil. I saw him. I wrote in his book. But I go back to Jesus. I kiss his hand. I saw Sarah Good with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Bridget Bishop with the devil.
I saw George Jacobs with the devil. I saw Goody Howe with the devil.
She speaks.
Glory
She
to
speaks.
God.
It is broken. They're free.
I saw Martin Bellows with the devil.
I saw Goody Zipper with the devil.
The marshal! I'll call the
I
marshal!
saw Alice Barr with the
Let the
devil.
marshal bring
I
irons.
saw Goody Hawkins with the devil.
I saw Goody Bibber with the devil.
I saw Goody Booth with the devil.
What keeps you so late?
Or planting fire up at the forest edge.
Oh, you're done then.
Aye, the farm seated. The boys asleep?
They will be soon.
Pray now for a fair summer.
Aye,
You well today?
I am. It is a rabbit.
Oh, is it? In Jonathan's trap?
No. She walked into the house this afternoon. I found her sitting in the corner like she'd come to visit.
That's a good sign. Walking in.
Pray God. Hurt my heart to strip her. Poor rabbit.
It's well seasoned.
I took great care. She's tender?
Aye. I think we'll see green fields soon. It's warm as blood beneath the clods.
That's well.
If the crop is good, I'll buy George Jacobs' heifer. How would that please you?
Aye, it would.
Would it please you, Elizabeth?
I know it, John.
Cider?
Aye.
This round's a continent when you go foot by foot dropping seeds in it.
Aye, it must be.
Let you bring some flowers into the house.
Oh, I forgot it. I will tomorrow.
It's winter in here yet. On Sunday, let you come off the farm with me. I've never seen such a load of flowers on the earth. Lilac has a purple smell. Lilac is the smell of nightfall, I think. Massachusetts is a beauty in the spring.
Aye, it is.
I think you're sad again. Are you?
You come so late, I thought you'd gone to Salem this afternoon.
Why? I have no business in Salem.
You did speak of going earlier this
I
week.
thought better of it since.
Mary Warren's there today.
Why'd you let her? You heard me forbid
I
her.
couldn't stop her.
It is a fault. It is a fault, Elizabeth. You are the mistress here,
She
not
frightened all my strength away.
Only that mouse
It
frightened
is a mouse no more. I forbid her go, and she raises up her chin like the daughter of some prince, and lays to me, I must go to Salem, Goody Proctor. I am an official of the court.
Court? What court?
Aye, it is a proper court they have now. 4 judges they sent out of Boston, waiting magistrates of the general court, and at the head sits the deputy governor of
She's
the province.
mad.
I would to God she were. There be 14 people in the jail now, she says. And the court have power to try them, and they'll hang them too, she says.
They never
The
had.
deputy governor promises hanging if they'll not confess, John. The town's gone wild, I think. She speak of Abigail, and I thought she were a saint to hear her. And Abigail brings the other girls into court, and when she walks, the crowd will part like the sea for Israel. And folks are brought before them, and if they scream and howl and fall to the floor, that person's clapped in the jail for bewitching them.
That is a black mischief.
I think you must go to Salem, John. You must tell them it's a fraud.
Aye, it is. It is surely.
Let you go to Ezekiel Cheever. He knows you well. And tell him what she told you in her uncle's house last week. She said it had not to do with witchcraft, did she not?
She did. She did.
God forbid you keep that from the court, John. I think they must be told.
Aye, they must. They must. It is a wonder they do believe her.
But let you go to Salem now, John. Let you go tonight.
I'll think on it.
You cannot keep it.
I know I can't keep it. I say I will think on it.
Good. Then let you think on it.
I only wonder how I may prove what she told me. I think it not easy to prove the girl fraud if she's a saint now and the town gone so silly. She told it to me in a room alone. I have no proof of it.
You were alone with her.
For a moment alone, aye.
Well, then it is not as you told me.
For a moment, I say. The others came in soon after.
Do as you will then.
Woman, I'll not have your suspicion anymore.
I have no suspicion.
I'll not have it.
Then let you not earn it.
You doubt me yet.
John, if it were not Abigail that you must go hurt, would you falter
Now
now?
look, you.
I see what I see,
I'll
John.
not have it. I have good reason to think before I charge fraud on Abigail, and I will think on it. Let you look to your own improvement before you judge your husband anymore. I have forgot Abigail.
And I.
Spare me. You forgive nothing and forget nothing. Learn charity, woman. I have gone tiptoe in this house all 7 months since she is gone. I have not moved from there to there without I think to please you. And still an everlasting funeral marches round your heart. I cannot speak, but I am doubted every moment judged for lies. As though I come into a court when I come into this house.
John, you are not open with me.
I'll
You
plead
say-
my honesty no more.
John,
Elizabeth.
I am-
No more! I should have roared you down when you first told me your suspicion, but I wilted. And like a Christian, I confessed. Confessed. Some dream I had must have mistaken you for God that day, but you're not. You're not, and let you remember it. Let you look sometimes for the goodness in me, and judge me not.
I do not judge you. The magistrate that sits in your heart that judges you. I only ever thought you but a good man, John. Only somewhat bewildered.
Oh, Elizabeth, your justice would freeze beer. How do you go to Salem? Do you mock me? I'll beat you if you ever leave this house again.
I'm sick. I'm sick, Mr. Proctor. Pray, hurt me not. I'm in the proceedings all day, sir.
And what of these proceedings here? When will you proceed to keep this house as you are paid £9 a year to do, and my wife not wholly well?
I made a gift for you today, Goody Proctor. I had to sit long hours in a chair and pass the time, so
Why, thank you. That's a fair puppet.
we must all love each other now, Goody Proctor.
Why, indeed we must.
I'll get up early and clean the house. I must sleep now.
Mary, is it true? There be 14 women arrested.
No, sir. There'll be 39 now.
Why is she weeping? What ails you, child?
Oh, Goody Osborne will hang.
Hi,
Aye.
the deputy governor will permit it.
He sentenced her, so he must. But
confess to what?
That she sometimes made compact with Lucifer, and wrote her name in his black book with her blood, and bound herself to torment Christians until God's thrown down, and we must all worship hell forevermore.
Surely you know what a jabberer she is. Did you not tell them that?
Mr. Proctor, in open court she near to choked us all to death.
How choked you?
She sent her spirit out.
Mary, sure.
She has tried to kill me many times, Goody Proctor.
Well, why have I never heard you mention that before?
I never knew it before. I never knew anything before. When she come into the court, I say to myself, I must not judge this woman, for she sleep in ditches and so very old and poor. But then she sit there, denying, and I feel a misty coldness creeping up my back, and the skin on my skull begins to creep, and I feel a clamp around my neck, and I cannot breathe air. And then I hear a voice, a screaming voice, and it were my voice, and all at once I remember everything she ever did to me.
What did she do to you, Mary?
Mr. Proctor, many times she come to this house begging bread and a cup of cider. And mark this, whenever I turned her away empty, she mumbled.
Mumbled? She may mumble if she's hungry.
What does she mumble? You must remember, Goody Proctor, last month, a Monday, I think, I turned her away empty, and I thought my guts would burst for 2 days after. Do you remember it? And so I say it to John Hawthorne, and he asks her so. Goody Osborne, says he, what curse do you mumble that this child must fall sick after turning you away? And she says, oh, no curse at all, Your Excellency. I only say my commandments. I hope I may say my commandments, says she.
And that's not right answer.
Aye, but then Judge Hawthorne says, so recite for us your commandments. And of all 10, she could not say a single one. She knew no commandments, and they had her in a flat lie.
And so condemned her.
They must when she condemned herself.
But the proof, the
I
proof!
told you the proof. It's hard proof, hard as rock, the judges say.
Mary, you will not go to court again.
I will tell you, sir, I will be gone every day now. I am amazed you do not see what weighty work we do.
What work you do? It's strange work for a Christian girl to hang old women.
Mr. Proctor, they will not hang if they confess. Sarah Good will only sit in jail for some time. Here's a wonder for you. Think on this. Goody Good is pregnant.
Pregnant? Are they mad? The woman's near to 60.
They had Dr. Griggs examine her and she's full to the brim. Smoking a pipe all these years, no husband either. But she's safe, thank God, for they'll not hurt the innocent child. Be that not a marvel, sir? You must see it's God's work we do. So I will be gone every day now. I'm an official of the court, they say.
I'll official you.
I'll not stand for whipping no more, Mr.
Mary,
Proctor.
Promise now you'll stay at home.
The devil's loose in Salem, Mr. Proctor. We must discover where he's hiding.
I'll beat the devil out of you.
I saved her life today.
I am accused.
Somewhat mentioned. But I said I see no sign of you sending your spirit out, and seeing I do live so closely with you, they discussed it.
Who accused me?
I cannot say I'm bound by law. I only hope you'll not be so sarcastical no more, Mr. Proctor. 4 judges and the King's deputy sat to dinner with us but an hour ago. I would have you speak civilly to me from this out.
Go to bed.
Not be ordered to bed no more, Mr. Proctor. I'm 18 and a woman, however, single.
Do you wish to sit up? Then sit up.
I wish to go to bed.
Good night then.
Good night.
Oh, the noose. The noose is
There'll
up.
be no noose.
I knew all week it would come to
You
this.
dismissed it. You heard
And what
her.
of tomorrow? She will call me out until they take me.
Sit you down, Elizabeth.
She wants me dead, John, you
I
know it.
say sit down. Now we must be wise.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
I'll go to Salem. I'll find Ezekiel Cheever. I'll tell him it were all sport.
John, with so many in the jail now, more than Cheever's help is needed. Would you favour me in this? Go to Abigail.
What have I to say to Abigail?
John, grant me this. You have a faulty understanding of young girls. There is a promise made in any bed.
Promise? What
Whether
promise?
spoke or silent, a promise is surely made. And she may dote on it now. I'm sure that she does. And thinks to kill me than to take my place. It is her dearest hope, John, you know it. There be 1,000 names. Why does she call mine? I am no goody good that sleeps in ditches, nor Osborne, drunk and half-witted. She dare not call out such a farmer's wife, but there be monstrous profit in it. She thinks to take my place, John.
Cannot think it.
John, have you ever shown her somewhat of contempt? She cannot pass you in the church, but you will blush.
I may blush for my sin.
I think she sees another meaning in that blush.
And what see you? What see you, Elizabeth?
I think you be somewhat ashamed for I were there and she's so close.
Woman, when will you know me? Were I a stone, I would have cracked for shame this 7 month.
Then go and tell her she's a whore. Whatever promise she may sense, break it, John. Break it.
Good then. I'll go.
Oh, how unwilling.
I will curse her hotter than the oldest cinder in hell. But pray begrudge me not my anger.
Your anger,
Woman, am I so base? Do you truly think me base?
I never called you base.
Then how do you charge me with such a promise? The promise that a stallion gives a mare I gave that girl.
And why do you anger with me when I bid you break it?
Because it speaks deceit and I am honest. But I'll plead no more. I see now that your soul twists round the single error of my life and I will never tear it free.
You'll tear it free when you come to know that I will be your only wife or no wife at all. She has an arrow in you yet, John Proctor, and you know it well.
Good evening.
Mr. Hale. Good evening, sir. Come in, come in.
I hope I did not startle you.
No, it's only that I heard no horse.
You were good wife Proctor.
Aye, Elizabeth.
I hope you're not off to bed yet.
No. We are not used to visitors after dark, but you're welcome here. Will you sit?
I will. Let you sit, good wife Proctor.
Do you drink cider, Mr. Hale?
No, it rebels my stomach. I have some further travelling yet tonight. I will not keep you long, but I have some business with you.
Business of the court?
No, I come of my own without the court's authority. Now hear me. I know not if you are aware, but your wife's name is mentioned in court.
We know it, sir. Our Mary Warren told us. We are entirely amazed.
I am a stranger here, as you know, and in my ignorance I find it difficult to draw a clear opinion of those accused before the court. And so this evening and now tonight, I go from house to house. I come now from Rebecca Nurse's house.
Rebecca's charged.
God forbid such a woman be charged. She is whoever mentioned somewhat.
I do hope, Mr. Hale, you do not think Rebecca trafficked with the devil.
Woman, it is possible.
Surely you cannot think so.
These are strange times, mister. No man may doubt that the powers of the dark are gathered in monstrous attack upon this village. There is too much evidence to deny it, you will agree.
I have no knowledge of it. But I find it hard to believe that after 70 years of such good prayer, so pious a woman be secretly a devil's bitch.
Ah, but the devil is a wily one, you cannot deny it. However, she is far from accused, and I know she will not be. I thought, sir, to put some questions as to the Christian character of this house, if you'll permit me.
We have no fear of questions, sir.
Good then. Now, in the book of records that Mr. Parrott keeps, I noticed that you are rarely present on Sabbath day.
No, sir, you're mistaken.
26 times in 17 months. I must call that rare. Will you tell me why you were so absent?
I knew not that I must account to that man, for I come to church or stay at home. My wife were sick this winter.
And so I am told. But you, sir, why could you not come alone?
I surely did when I could. And when I could not, I prayed in this house.
Mr. Proctor, your house is not a church. Surely your theology tells you that. Tell me, you have 3 children.
Aye, boys.
How comes it that only 2 are baptized?
I like it not that Mr. Paris should lay his hands on my children. I see no light of God in that man, I'll not conceal it.
I must say, Mr. Proctor, that is not for you to decide. The man is ordained, and therefore the light of God is in him.
What's your suspicion, Mr. Hale?
No, I have no suspicion.
I nailed the roof on the church. I hung the door.
Did you? That's good then.
It may be I have been too quick to bring Mr. Paris to book, but you cannot think we ever desired the destruction of religion. I think that's in your mind, is it not?
There's a softness in your record, sir. a softness.
I think perhaps we have been too hard on Mr. Paris, but we never love the devil here.
Do you know your commandments, Elizabeth?
I surely do. There be no mark of blame upon my life. I am a covenanted Christian woman.
And you, sir?
I'm sure I do.
Let you recite them then, if you will.
The commandments.
Aye.
Thou shalt not kill.
Aye.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's goods, nor make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt honour thy father and mother. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
You've said that twice, sir.
Aye.
Adultery, John.
Aye. You see, between the two of us, we do know them all. I think it be small faults.
Theology, sir, is a fortress. No crack in the fortress may be counted small.
There be no love for Satan in this house, mister.
I pray it. I pray it. Well, then I'll bid you good night.
Mr. Hale, I think you are suspecting of me somewhat, are you not?
Goody Proctor, I do not judge you. My duty is to add what I may to the godly wisdom of the court. I bid you both good health and good fortune.
I think you must tell him, John.
What's that?
Will you tell him?
I have no witnesses and no proof of it. But I know the children's sickness has naught to do with witchcraft.
Not to do?
Mr. Paris discovered them sporting in the woods at night. They were startled and took sick.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams.
Abigail.
Aye.
Abigail Williams told you it had naught to do with witchcraft.
Told me the day you came, sir.
Why have you kept this?
I never knew until tonight that the world has gone mad with this nonsense.
Nonsense. I myself have examined Sarah Good, Tituba, and numerous others who have confessed themselves to witchcraft. They've confessed it.
And why would they not if they must hang for denying it? There are them that will say anything before they hang. Have you not thought of that?
I have indeed. And would you testify this in court?
I had not reckoned with going into court.
I do falter here.
I falter nothing. I only wonder if my story would be credited in such a court, when such a steady-minded minister as yourself will suspicion a woman who have never lied, and cannot lie, and the world knows she cannot lie. I may falter somewhat, mister. I am no fool.
Proctor, be open with me, for I have heard a rumour that troubles me. It was said that you hold no belief that there may even be witches in the world. Is that true?
I know not what I have said. I may have said it, but I cannot believe they've come among us now.
Then you do not believe.
The Bible speaks of witches, and I'll not deny them.
And you, woman?
I cannot.
You cannot.
Elizabeth, you bewilder him.
I cannot believe the devil may own a woman's soul, Mr. Hale, when she's kept an upright way as I have.
Surely you believe there are witches in Satan.
If you say that I am one, I say there are none.
Surely you do not fly against the gospel. The
You
gospel.
believe in the gospel, sir, every word.
Question Abigail Williams on the gospel, not myself.
God keep you both. Let your church child be quickly baptized, and let you go every Sunday into Sabbath prayer. And keep a quiet, solemn way about you. I think...
John! Giles, what's the matter?
They take my wife and goody nurse.
Rebecca's in the jail.
Aye. Cheever come and take them in his wagon. I've only come now from the jail, though. They'll not even let us in to see them.
They've surely gone wild now, Mr. Hale.
Pray calm yourself, Mr. Corey.
There cannot be women closer yet to God. How is Rebecca charged? With murder she's charged. With the marvellous and supernatural murder of Goody Putnam's babies.
Rebecca's charged. Nothing's to stop the whole green world from burning. May you rest on the justice of the courts. The courts will bring her home, I know it.
You cannot mean she is to be tried in court?
Mr. Corey, though our hearts break, we cannot flinch. These are new times. There is a mystic gospel so subtle, we should be criminal to cling to old respects and ancient friendships. I've seen too many frightful proofs in court to deny it. The devil is alive in Salem, and we dare not quail to follow wherever the accusing finger points.
How may such a woman murder children?
Man, remember, an hour before the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
I never said my wife were a witch, Mr. Hale. I only said she were reading books.
What complaint remain exactly on your wife?
That bloody mongrel Walcott charged her. You see, he bought a pig off my wife 4 or 5 years ago, and the pig died soon after. So he comes dancing in for his money back, and my Martha, she says to him, Walcott, if you haven't the wit to feed a pig properly, you'll not live to own many. And now he goes to court and claims that from that day to this, he can't keep a pig more than 4 weeks because my Martha bewitched them with her books.
Good evening to you, Proctor.
Mr. Cheever, good evening.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Hill.
I hope you come not on business of the court.
I do, Proctor. I'm clerk of the court now, you know.
It's a pity, Ezekiel. An honest tailor might have gone to heaven, must now burn in hell. You'll burn for this, do you know
You
it's...
know yourself I must do as I'm told. You surely know that, Giles. And I'd hope you not be sending me to hell. I like not the sound of it, I tell you. I like not the sound of it. Now believe me, Proctor, how heavy be the law, all its tonnage I do carry on my back tonight. I have a warrant for your wife.
You said she were not charged.
I know nothing of it. When was she charged?
I've given 16 warrants tonight, sir, and she is one.
Who charged her?
Why, Abigail Williams.
On
charged.
what proof? What proof?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time. The court bids me search a house, but I like not to search a house. So will you hand me any pockets that your wife may keep?
Poppets?
I have kept no poppets not since I were a child.
I spy a poppet, Goody Proctor.
Why, this is Mary's.
Would you please give it to me?
What has the court discovered a text in poppets now?
Do you keep any others in this house?
No, nor this one till tonight. What signifies a poppet?
Why, a poppet. A poppet may signify... Now, will you please come with
She
me?
will not. Fetch Mary here.
No, I'm forbidden to leave her from my sight.
Will leave her out of sight and out of mind. Fetch Mary.
What signifies a poppet, Mr. Cheever?
Why, they say it may signify that she... Why, this...
What's there?
Why, it is a needle.
And what signifies a needle?
Why, this go hard with her, Proctor. I had my doubts, Proctor, I had my doubts, but here's calamity.
What signifies needle?
The girl, the Williams girl, Abigail Williams, sir. She sat to dinner in Reverend Paris's house tonight, and without word nor warning, she falls to the floor. Like a struck beast, he says, and screamed a scream a bull would weep to hear. And he goes to save her, and stuck 2 inches in the flesh of her belly, he draw a needle out. And demanding of her how she comes to be so sad, she testified where your wife's familiar spirit pushed it in.
She done it to herself. I hope you're not taking this as proof, mister.
'Tis hard proof. I find here a poppet Goody Proctor keeps. I have found it, sir. And in the belly of the poppet a needle stuck. I tell you true, Proctor, I never warranted to see such proof of hell, and I bid you obstruct me not. For
Here now. Mary, how came this poppet into my house?
What poppet's that, sir?
This poppet. This poppet.
It is mine, I think.
It is yours, is it not?
It is.
And how came it into my house?
Why, I made it in court and give it to Goody Proctor tonight.
Now you have it, sir.
Mary Warren. A needle was found stuck inside that poppet.
I meant no harm by it.
You stuck that needle in yourself.
I did, sir. I...
What say you now?
And you are sure this be your natural memory? It may not be perhaps that someone even conjures you now to say this.
Conjures me? No. I'm entirely myself, I think. Let you ask Susanna Walcott. She saw me making it in court. Or Abby. Abby sat next to me when I was making it.
Bid him be gone. Your mind is surely settled now.
Mary Warren, you charge a cold and cruel murder on Abigail Williams.
Murder? I charge
Abigail
you!
was stabbed tonight. A needle were found stuck inside her belly.
And she charges me.
Aye.
Why, this girl is murder. She must be ripped out of this world.
You've heard that, sir. Ripped out of the world. Out of my house. You dare not touch the warrant, Proctor. Out of my house. Where's the deputy governor?
Now the deputy governor, get out!
Proctor.
Get you gone with him. You are a broken minister.
If she is innocent,
If she is innocent, why does no one ever think to ask if Abigail is innocent, or Paris? Is the accuser always holy now? Were they born this morning, clean as God's fingers? I'll tell you what's walking Salem. Vengeance is walking Salem. We are what we always were here. Only now the crazy little children are jangling the keys to the kingdom. And common vengeance writes the law. That warrant is vengeance. I'll not give my wife to vengeance.
I'll go, John.
No, you will not go.
I have 9 men outside. You cannot keep her. The law binds me, John. I cannot budge.
Will you see her taken?
Proctor, the court is
Pontius Pilate. God will not let you clean your hands of this.
John, I think I must go. Mary, there is bread enough for the morning. You will bake in the afternoon. Help Mr. Proctor as if you were his daughter. You owe me that and much more. When the children wake, speak nothing of witchcraft, it will frighten you.
I will bring you home. I will bring you home soon.
Please, John, bring me home soon.
I will fall like an ocean on that court. Fear nothing, Elizabeth.
I will fear nothing. Tell the children I've gone to visit someone sick.
And yet, silent minister, it is fraud. You know it is fraud. What keeps you mad? Proctor.
Get out of my sight!
Charity, Proctor. What I've heard in her favour I will not fear to testify in court. God help me, I cannot judge her innocent or guilty. Only this consider. The world goes mad, and it profit nothing you should blame the
You are a
vengeance of it.
coward! You may be ordained in God's own tears, but you are a coward now.
I do not think God be so grandly provoked by such a petty cause. The jails are packed. Our greatest judges sit in Salem now. And hangings promised. We must look to cause proportionate. Were there murders done perhaps and never brought to light? Abomination. Some secret blasphemy that stinks to heaven. Think on cause, man, and help me to discover it. For there is your way, there is your only way which such confusion strikes upon the world. Think upon your village. What may have drawn from heaven such thundering wrath upon you all. I pray God, open up your eyes.
Tell me, John, are we lost?
Go home now, Giles. We'll speak on it tomorrow.
Let you think on it. We'll come early, eh?
Aye. Good night, Giles.
Night, night.
Mr. Proctor, very likely the letter come
You
home.
are going to come to court with me, Mary. You will tell it in the court.
I cannot charge
You
murder on
will tell
Abigail.
the court what you know.
She'll kill me for doing that. Abby will charge lecturing on you, Mr. Proctor.
She told you.
I have known it. She'll ruin you with it. I know she will.
Good. Then her Sataniness is done with. We will slide together into our pit. You will tell the court what you know.
I cannot they'll turn on me.
My wife will
cannot.
never die for me.
cannot.
I will bring your
cannot.
guts
No.
into your mouth, but that goodness will not die for me.
I cannot.
Make your peace with it. Now heaven and hell
I cannot.
grapple on our backs, and all our old pretense is ripped away. Make your peace. We are what we always were, only in Salem, only naked now. Naked! And God's wind, God's icy wind will blow. Abigail.
How do you come?
Friendly.
I don't like the woods at night. Pray you stand closer. I knew it must be you. When I heard the pebbles on my window before I opened up my eyes, I knew. I thought you'd come a good time sooner.
I thought to come many times.
Why didn't you? I'm so alone in the world now.
Are you? I've heard that men ride 100 miles just to see your face these days.
My face. You see my face?
In your trouble.
Have you come to mock me?
No. No, I only hear that at night you go to the tavern and play shovelboard with the deputy governor and they give you cider.
Well, I have once or twice played the shovelboard, but I have no joy in it.
This is a surprise, Abby. I thought to find you gayer than this. I'm told a troop of boys go step for step with you wherever you walk these days.
They do. But I have only lewd looks from the boys.
Did you like that laugh?
I cannot bear lewd looks no more, John. My spirit's changed entirely. I ought to be given godly looks when I suffer for them as I do.
What do you suffer?
Why, look at my leg. I'm holes all over from their damn needles and pins. And that jab your wife gave me is not yet healed, you know.
Is it?
I think sometimes she pricks it open again while I sleep. And George Jacobs, he comes again and again and raps me with his sick in the same spot all night this week. Look at the lump I have.
George Jacobs is in jail all this month, Abby.
Thank God he is. And bless the day he hangs and lets me sleep in peace again. Oh, John, the world's so full of hypocrites. They pray in jail. I hear they all pray in jail.
They may not pray.
And torture me from my bed while sacred words are coming from their mouths. Oh, it will take God himself to cleanse this town properly.
You need to cry out still others.
If I live, if I'm not murdered, I surely will until every last hypocrite is dead.
Then there is no good.
Aye, there is one. You are good.
Am I? How am I good?
Why, you taught me goodness. Therefore you are good. You were a fire you walked me through and all my ignorance was burned away. You were a fire, John, we lay in fire. And from that night no woman dare call me wicked anymore, for I knew my answer. I used to weep for my sins when the wind lifted up my skirt and blushed for shame because some old Rebecca called me loose. And then you burned my ignorance away. As bare as some December tree, I saw them all walking like saints to church, running to feed the sick and hypocrites in their hearts, and God gave me strength to call them liars. And God made men. Listen to me, and by God, I will scrub the world clean for the love of Him. Oh, John, I will make you such a wife. When the world is wide again, you will be amazed to see me every day, a light of heaven in your house. Why are you cold?
My wife goes to trial in the morning, Abigail.
Your wife?
Surely you knew of it?
Well, I do remember it now. She well?
As well as she may be, 36 days in that place.
You said you came friendly.
She will not be condemned, Abby.
You brought me from my bed to speak of her.
I come to warn you, Abby, what I will do tomorrow in the court. I would not take you by surprise, but give you good time to think on what to do to save yourself.
Save myself.
If you do not free my wife tomorrow, Abby, I am set and bound to ruin you.
How? Ruin me.
I have proof in documents that you knew that poppet were none of my wife's and that you yourself bade Mary Warren stab that needle into it.
Oh, I bade Mary
You
Warren.
know what you are doing. You are not so mad.
Oh, hypocrites! How you want him to? Oh, John, why do you let them send you? You were
I
not.
come to warn you, Abby.
Oh, John, they send you, they steal your honesty.
I have found my
No,
honesty.
this is your wife pleading. You're sniveling. Envious wife. This is Martha Corey's voice, Rebecca's voice. You were no hypocrite.
I will prove you for the fraud you are.
And what will you tell them? When they ask why Abigail Williams would ever do so murderous as you, what will you say?
I will tell them why.
You will confess to fornication in the court.
If you will have it so I will tell. I say I will. If you can still hear this, can you hear?
Oh,
You will tell the court you never saw spirits. You cannot see them anymore, and you will never cry witchery again, or I will make you famous for the whore you are.
never in this world, John. I know you right now are singing secret hallelujahs that your wife will hang.
You mad, murderous bitch!
Oh, how hard it is when pretense falls, but it falls. It falls. You have done your duty by her, I hope. This is your last hypocrisy. I pray you will come with sweeter news to me. I know you will. Now that your duty is done. Goodbye, John. Fear not, tomorrow I will save you. From yourself, I will save you.